Hello everyone. Today we are going to understand a very important concept in Python, that is polymorphism. And from polymorphism, we will move step by step to method overloading. By the end of this video, you will clearly understand what is polymorphism, types of polymorphism, and how method overloading works in Python. So let's start. What is polymorphism? Let's understand polymorphism with a real life example. Suppose there is a person, a teacher. In school, he teaches students. At home, he is a father. In society, he is a neighbor. So the same person behaves differently in different situations. This is called polymorphism. Now let's convert this idea into programming. As you can see in my screen here, in line number 3 and line number 7, I used plus operator. But let me run the program first. So what you can see here, first we got the output 15 and then we got hello world string. So what happened here? Based on the input, when there is a number, the plus operator performs simple addition. But when there is a string, the plus operator performed concatenation. So based on the input, plus operator behaves differently. This is called one type of polymorphism. Of course, it has another name. This is called operator overloading. We will discuss it later. Now, uh, what types of polymorphism? There are mainly two types of polymorphism. One is compile time polymorphism and another is runtime polymorphism. Method overloading and constructor overloading are the example of compile time polymorphism, and method overriding is the example of runtime polymorphism. Uh, don't be confused. I will discuss these topics in another video. Now, let's come to the main topic, that is method overloading. So, before going to that topic, let's understand a problem in Python. Suppose, see my computer screen. Suppose I create two methods with the same name. Here you can see I created a class in line number 3. The class name is test, and I created two methods in the same name, that is add. So now let me first run the program. So you can see at first the result is 15. We got the output, but in line number 16, when we try to call the method, it throws an error. So what happened here? You might think both the method will work, but in Python this is not possible. The second method will override the first one. So Python will only remember the latest definition. That means we cannot create multiple methods with the same name directly. That is the problem. So what is the solution? If we cannot create multiple methods with the same name, then how do we achieve different behaviors? So the answer is method overloading. Now I will perform method overloading. But there is another problem. The problem is Python does not support truly method overloading like Python or Java. So instead, we simulate it using different techniques. So what are the techniques? The techniques are we will achieve it using default arguments and using star args and double star KW args. So we will perform one by one. First, method overloading using default arguments. Uh, Here, see my computer screen. We created a class called calculator. Inside it, we defined only one method add. Now look carefully at the parameters. A and B are required and C default value 0. Now let's call the function. In line number 10, I calling the function and calling the method and passing two arguments 3 and 4. Let me first run the program. Here you can see both the method work fine. We got the output 7 and 13. In this way, the problem what we have seen earlier, now the problem has been solved by using method overloading with default arguments. Okay. Now we can perform method overloading using star args. So now let's see in this program. Here again, I create a class calculator and here we using star numbers. That is a type of star args. This allows us to pass any number of arguments as you know and all the values are collected into a tuple. As you know that star args collected the values into a tuple. Then we run a loop and add all the values one by one. Now in line number 10, I created a object and in line number 11 and line number 12, I am calling the method. Let me first run the program. Here you can see the processes work fine, completely fine. So in this way, we can achieve method overloading using default arguments and by and using star args. Thank you.